Hey guys, my dude Spencer Gregory asked me to talk about some T-spine mobility stuff and why it's important and why you should work on it. So we're going to talk about some T-spine mob today. Enjoy. T-spine is a segment of the spine where people complain about posture often, where they're like, oh, I'm so slouched. So a rounded T-spine would cause this. An extended T-spine would cause this motion right here. So guys, the T-spine is really important. It has a direct effect on things like your shoulder health. So we'll go over how to impact your T-spine and shoulder health today. And it also has different demands and requirements. It should be able to flex, extend, and laterally flex, and even rotate. All right guys, T-spine mobility for shoulder health. You're gonna crush the ground with your lower back. You're gonna lay on top of a roller. You're gonna extend as far as you can while keeping your low back on the ground. Afterwards, you're gonna put your shoulders in the air and let your shoulders then go into flexion as far as you can while feeling safe and controlled. After that, bring the shoulders back and then curl up. Repeat the process. So the next T-spine mobility drill we're about to do is called the kettlebell windmill. You can use like a shoe on top of your hand or just do this weightless. We're just trying it out. If you have the shoulder mobility, press up overhead. You're going to hinge over and laterally flex like this, causing rotation and lateral flexion about the spine. You're going to touch the ground, go deeper if you can, like so, and then come all the way back up, keeping your core engaged the entire time. So guys, we talked about the spine earlier this week. We're going to stay with that same energy, specifically the T-spine on Monday. So we're going to do the cervical or the upper segment of the spine of the neck now. So enjoy. So the cervical spine, made up of 7 vertebrae, allow for the rotation and movement of the neck. Some people suffer from a hypermobile neck in which they can exert too much rotation, causing injury or discomfort in other areas. So often, I'm on my roller chair, when people feel neck pain or discomfort, they like try to stretch out their neck, and this is often a bad idea because all you're doing is making your spine hypermobile. You actually want to change the relationship of your neck to something else. Via fascial planes and meridians, different parts of the body can also have an effect on your neck. And we're going to talk about how, let's say, like your hamstring or your calf can actually play an impact or a role in your neck discomfort. Those previous images allow you to see how other parts of the body are connected and could possibly impact your neck health. What I want to do now is show you a couple exercises that I like to use to change the relationship of the neck into the shoulder, because that's often the source of pain for a lot of people. So once again, talk about the neck in relation to the shoulder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to prop my elbow up against this rig here. Now once I'm in this position and I'm flush to the rig, I'm going to look away from that. You should feel a stretch around the traps and the neck area. Once again, guys, I'm mobilizing my neck in relation to my shoulder. So I'm going to grab a rig, step forward, feel a nice big stretch. I'm going to tilt. That's really hard. You can look over. That'll be a little easier. Change the relationship of the neck to the shoulder should make you feel better and mobilize your neck better. Yo, so today is the last day of the spine series, and we were talking about the lumbar spine. That is the final lowest part of the spine that you have. I'll be going over that and what you can learn about it. Enjoy. So guys, the lumbar spine is the last free-flowing segmental vertebrae that can kind of be moved around and mobilized above your pelvis, and is often the area and source of low back pain or discomfort for a lot of people. We'll talk about why. So guys, lumbar spine made up of 5 segmental vertebrae is right around here. And notice how, if red is muscle, notice how there is not a lot of muscle here. That actually plays a deep role into why people have lumbar pain. We'll talk about it. So 2 reasons why you could be experiencing low back pain. 1, it could be the overuse of the tissue surrounding your low back, and 2, it could be dysfunction elsewhere causing compensations to occur at your low back. And we'll go over how to address both. So people often extend through the low back to mimic healthy posture. So if I'm slouching, they're going to extend through the low back to force something more upright. This leads to the overuse of these tissues, causing pain and discomfort over time. You took the last quiz. The hip flexors attached to the lumbar. What that does is if your hip flexors are loose, you end up in this position here. So you go from here to here. This is what we call anterior pelvic tilt. And when you're in this position, that causes the overuse of the low back. So for most people, getting rid of their low back pain or discomfort is as easy as getting them to engage their core and mobilize all the structures surrounding the low back. So you do the foam roller in between your legs, squeeze it real tight, try to tuck your pelvis underneath you using your core, and then flare it right back out. So you're arching your pelvis one way and then extending it the other. As chronic low back pain can sometimes cause misfiring patterns with regards to your glutes and hamstrings. So as a warm-up exercise, what you can do is in order to create more recruitment about the glute and the hamstring, do a glute bridge on a roll like this, and hold and come down, causing the glute and ham to recruit itself